Hey, hi, hello, friendos. So, it's been a hot minute and I'm gonna keep this like short and sweet, but I wanted to talk about something that I was thinking about last night and might even do a blog post about it, but I feel like our generation is kind of a generation of perfectionists. Like, I don't know if this applies to any of y'all, but I very much grew up like trying to be like the perfect kid and trying to be like a good role model to my little sister and like make straight A's and like get into a good school and like make sure I had enough volunteer hours. And I think that carries over into like a lot of our stuff. And I think a lot of us are struggling with adulthood because the path to perfection is so much less clear. Yeah? What do you need? Oh my goodness. I'm gonna give her a toy. Anyways, as I was saying, I think the path to perfection is so much less clear when we're adults, because you kind of get to college and you realize that like everyone there worked just as hard as you did in high school, and then you become an adult and you realize like you are completely just another person in another job doing the same thing that everybody else is, and your inbox is just as full as your friends, and like there isn't like as much distinction as there was, I feel like, in high school, because you know it's smaller and there are less people to be better than, I guess. I don't know if that's the right word, but if you know, then you know. Anyways, this isn't even really about all of that. I want to talk about activism because if you pay attention at all, this year has been insane, and it's an election year, and we had a massive civil rights movement in response to what happened to George Floyd and Breonna Taylor and Ahmaud Arbery and countless others. But I've been personally struggling because I feel like what I've done in response to that hasn't really been enough. Like, I am 100% in like collectivism, and I try to not think of it that way because I think what we do on social media like totally matters. But there's this idea where like if I like post about it somewhere, like I've done my part. And I've been posting non-stop on my Instagram story. Like, if you follow me, like I have not shut up about #BLM since it started. This year, I mean, not since the Black Lives Matter movement started, because it started in like 2016, I think. Anyways, my point is it doesn't feel like it's enough. And I didn't go to any protests because I was worried about COVID, and I haven't called my representatives because I have crushing social anxiety. I can't even call a doctor, let alone a politician. Anyways, my point is your activism, and this is a pep talk for me, like almost everything on my YouTube channel, your activism doesn't have to be perfect. The point is that you're using what voice you have, and you're using what privilege you have, and you're using what you can to contribute. And like, I've been donating like $2 to $5, which is nothing, but it adds up to something. And I've signed up for like so many different like email subscriptions so I can like pay attention to what's going on. But like, this year has been a crazy year, and our cups can only handle so much water, and before they spill over. And I just want to like encourage anyone else who is feeling overwhelmed and heartbroken, and like no matter what they do, it doesn't matter, to keep going. And this applies to everything, not just the civil rights movement, but hold on. It was nice enough to open my window, but now they've decided to do yard work. It carries over into like eating less meat or less dairy or bringing reusable shopping bags. And like, yeah, sometimes you're gonna forget them and have to use a plastic bag. And yeah, sometimes you're gonna get a freaking Baconator at Wendy's because you want bacon because you hadn't had it in months. And sometimes you're craving Chick-fil-A, and you're gonna go to Chick-fil-A even though you know that they give money to anti-LGBT organizations, like I did last night, and I felt so guilty. And I was like, I'm gonna make a donation of the amount of money that I spent at Chick-fil-A to LGBT rights group to like feel better about this. And like ultimately, like the only way any of this is gonna matter is with huge systemic change, but it starts with us, and the little that we do doesn't not matter. Forgive the double negative. It matters. And it may not feel like it does, and it may crush you the next day you wake up and you hear equally horrible news, or you see your friends bragging about voting for Trump or whatever they've decided to do to undo what you feel like you're trying to do. And I felt so much hope watching the Democratic National Convention, but I'm so terrified that I'm gonna feel, sorry, I'm gonna try not to cry, that I'm gonna feel exactly like I felt in 2016, which was, I think, the first time I voted. Yeah, because I just turned 18. Anyways, the point is I voted for the first time, and every single candidate that I voted for in like the big elections, I think like education board and stuff might have gotten it, but like the person I voted for my local representative, and the person I voted for president, and the person I voted for Congress, like none of them made it into office. And it's so frustrating to like finally have a voice, to like finally like have your votes count and be paying attention and be doing your research. Like I did so much research in 2016. Like I had all my friends take like the like who to vote for quiz. I can't remember it. I'll drop it in the link in the description. And like read up on like everybody's platform and like voted, and then it just didn't matter at all. And I'm so scared that that's what's gonna happen this year. And like we all have to quote unquote settle for Biden, because like I cannot believe that it's literally between like a centrist, like as centrist as it gets, and like the far right. Like our options are a fascist or a centrist. Like there's no like progressive or liberal option. And like I'm proud of us, because we're like, I saw this TikTok that was like Dolly Parton's Jolene, but it was like Joe lean, and like lean left, go further left, my guy. But it's baffling to me, because like these are our options, but we have to pick them, because that's the only, it's either that or, I mean, just listen to Michelle Obama's speech, and I'm about to listen to Obama's from last night, but just like, I know that this is like Joe's slogan, and it's very emo and very Catholic of him, but I love it because I'm a Christian. So, but like we really are in like a fight for the soul of our nation. Like it's like in November, are you gonna stand up for like what America is truly about, which is equality and equity and freedom and decency, human decency? Or are you gonna keep going in this path to authoritarianism? Anyways, my point was, doesn't matter, because what your voice matters. I know the Electoral College exists. I know that the people on the other side scream so loud, but the individual matters, because together we matter. And you're not standing alone, and you can't abstain from using the only thing you have, which is your voice and your wallet. To be honest, like, donate to causes you care about. Don't support things that support things you don't care about, and keep trying when you mess up. Activism isn't perfect, and we're not ever gonna be perfect, but we have to try, and we have to speak out, and we have to vote in November, okay? We have to, because not voting is giving your vote to a dictator. So please settle for Joe. Vote blue. Please I'm so irrelevant, and like 6 people are gonna watch this video, but if those 6 people vote, I will be so happy. Please, 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 please use your voice. Thank you. I love you. Keep up the good fight. Hashtag Black Lives Matter. Bye.